Hello everyone. I apologize. First of all, I apologize for being late. I was trying to hurry and eat before this live. My husband was messing with me, so I apologize. First and foremost, I am going to go ahead and pop up my live in case my phone, like per usual, does not pop up comments. So, hey Alexia, how are you today, lovely? Also, the purple light is my grow lights to try to like counteract that. I put my regular light on because it is actually like really foggy here today. So, hey Eva, how are you, beautiful? Thank you. I decided to try to do something different. You're good, love. All right, ladies. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. Let me be very clear on this live. What I share in this space is based on my personal and spiritual practice and experiences. I am not claiming to be an expert on how anyone else should walk their path. This is just how I practice, and I am here to share, not instruct or debate. You are more than welcome to take what resonates and leave the rest. If something does not align with your beliefs or methods, as always, that's completely fine. Just remember, we all practice differently, and that diversity is part of the magic. I did want to go ahead and get that out of the way. I'll be saying that in all of my lives from here going forward. That way, as we all know. Aw, thank you, Christy. Yeah, Eva, the rain has been really good, except for the other night. We were under tornado warning, and it actually hit the town next to us, so we're still kind of seeing how the weather is here. Yes. Alright, ladies, I'm not going to take up too much longer. We have 3 beautiful people here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. If more pop on, so be it. So, I hope my music is not too loud, first and foremost. If it is, please let me know. Oh, yeah, I had a rough start to my day, but I'm doing a bit better. Alright, lovelies. So, welcome to the live of Charms and Talismans. As always, I will give you guys an introduction, and then we'll deep dive into history, because I'm a history girly, I can't help it. So, charms and talismans have been used for centuries across various cultures as objects of protection, luck, and spiritual empowerment. While often used interchangeably, they have distinct meanings and functions, and hopefully as we explore their history, significance, and types of how to use them and craft them, and hopefully it gives you a bit more insight on these as well. So, I'm excited for it. So, history and cultural significance. Throughout history, as we know, humans have sought protection and fortune through objects imbued with spiritual and mystical properties, and the belief in charms and talismans spans across many civilizations, each attributing different meanings and powers to these objects based on their cultural, religious, and social contexts as well. So the first one to pop up in ancient civilizations is ancient Egypt. If you followed a lot of my lives here recently, ancient Egypt has popped up everywhere, and that's because they were kind of, and I'm not saying that they were the very first, but they were the first recorded, if I'm not mistaken, and that is why they pop up so many different times. But Egyptians used used amulets and talismans extensively, often depicting gods, sacred animals, and even hieroglyphics. The scarab beetle is one of the most well-known symbols, and is symbolized as rebirth and protection in the afterlife. Another big one when it came to, you know, amulets and talismans and charms was the Eye of Horus, and it was believed to provide protection against evil forces. These jewelries, such as, they were made into jewelry, such as rings and necklaces, and were inscribed with protective spells and buried with the dead. Next we have Mesopotamia, where the Babylonians and Sumerians carried engraved cylinder seals, often depicted deities and protective symbols as well. The main one when it comes to Mesopotamia was the Lamashtu amulet, and it was used to ward off demons, particularly protecting pregnant women and infants. Each of these tablets were clay, and they were enchanted with inscriptions and were placed in homes for protection. Ancient Greece and Rome, of course, where the Greeks wore Gorgon charms inspired by Medusa's head to ward off evil. Now, I do want to say this very, well, I just want to get it out of the way. When it comes to Medusa's head, there are two very different, how do I put this? Different tales, if you will. A lot of people know them as Athena cursed her, which is the Roman tale of Medusa, versus the Greek tale of Medusa. She was actually born that way. So please, when it comes to the Gorgon charms inspired by Medusa, I guess whatever way you fall on that mythology is how you can partake it or perceive it. But for me, as I said, it was to ward off evil, and it was a very big thing for protection. The Romans carried, how do I say this? Fascism, or phallic-shaped talismans. If you do not know what that is, I definitely don't want to get kicked off of Facebook or YouTube for saying it, but they carried these for fertility and protection. I'm just gonna give an emoji, the eggplant, and they did that quite often. Then you have the bulla, which was a vase, and it was a protective amulet that that was given to Roman children to safeguard against malevolent spirits as well. I'm just catching up on comments real quick. Oh, I am so excited. So I'm going to be wood burning mine, and I want to just, not off topic, but kind of off topic. I will be burning one on screen, and then I'll be burning the other one off screen, but I will, you know, go ahead and kind of start it on screen, but I'm not going to stay on screen. That way I don't take up too much of your guys' time, but I will do one with you. Hello, Carol. How are you, love? Hello, Crystal. So Eva, like I was explaining, it wasn't a huge vase. It was more of like, think of like a small necklace spell jar. And it was given to the children to safeguard against malevolent spirits. Now, these kinds of tiny spell jars, or the bullas as they were called, had a variety of herbs and oils and things like that in them to protect the children as well. I hope that answered your question. So next is the medieval and Renaissance, which goes into Europe. So the Middle Ages, charms and talismans, this is when it took on religious significance, if you will. Especially with Christian relics and saints' medals becoming widespread. The knights, a lot of them carried inscribed metal plates or cross pendants as protection in battle. And then you have some that also carried the pentacle associated with mysticism and alchemy that was used in protective and magical rites. Now I want to get something straight real quick because I didn't add it. when it came to Christian relics, there were still some knights and druids and things like that that still carried the pentacle. So while Christian relics were becoming widespread, the pentacle and things like that weren't quite snuffed out, for lack of better words, just yet. I hope that makes sense. But going into the Renaissance period, however, that is when the alchemists and scholars created elaborate talismans infused with planetary infusions, or influences. And the kings and nobility wore gemstone-embedded rings engraved with sigils for divine protection. Astrology also has played a very big part when it comes to the creation of magical charms for health, love, and fortune. So yeah. Does anyone have any questions so far? Exactly, Eva. Alright, so far I don't see any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. So next are Asian traditions. Of course I had to include this. So, Asian traditions. When it comes to Asian traditions, it mainly started in China and Japan. And in China, it started with jade amulets. Now, if you watch a lot of K-dramas or you work with Asian deities or things like of that nature, you know jade amulets are everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Regardless if it's green jade, white jade, pink jade, it's there. It's always there. But these jade amulets were highly valued for protection and harmony. And a lot of the time, I'm going to kind of go off topic and I apologize, but a lot of the time in history, especially Asian history, a lot of people had yin-yang type amulets. And it wouldn't just be yin-yang. It could have been like half of a flower, or it could have been, you know, just something that matched something else. And when the men would go to war, that's a lot of the time how they would reconnect with their loved ones, is by matching the amulets and things back together, which is really neat. But sorry. But it was also, you know, given to the women before they got married and things like that. So but anyway, so they were used and highly valued for protection and harmony. Then you have the Pishu, which is it's a type of dragon. And again, it's a mythical creature that was believed to attract wealth and ward off misfortune. In Japan, the Omari, the Buddhist and Shinto charms, were given at temples for various blessings, such as safety, prosperity, and academic success, which are still very widely used today as well. Then we hop over to India, where the Hindus and Buddhists used yantras, which are geometric diagrams believed to hold divine energy. You have and I am so sorry if I butcher these, you have the Radhashaka beads, which are associated with Lord Shiva, and they were worn for spiritual power and wealth. And you have the Nazar Batu, or the evil eye charm, which is used to reflect and deflect those negative energies. Then you have indigenous and folk traditions. Starting in Africa, many African cultures have long-used charms, specifically made of bones, shells, and stones for spiritual and medicinal purposes. You have the Yoruba people of the West Africa use Jebeji, charms for twin protection and prosperity. Then you have the use of gris bags, which are small pouches filled with herbs and symbols, originated in Africa, but later influenced a very wide variety of hoodoo traditions in the Americas. Then you have Native American traditions, which are dream catchers, or a lot of the times spider webs. Originating from the Ojibwe, oh my gosh, I can't speak. Ojibwe, Ojibwe, I can't speak. People who were used to protect sleepers from bad dreams. Then you have fetishes, carved stone or wooden figures who were believed to house spirits that granted protection and guidance. And of course you have the medicine pouches, which contain sacred herbs, stones, and animal parts that were used for personal empowerment. Moving on, we have the Celtic and Norse traditions. The Celtics carved symbols like, and again, I apologize, the triskelion and the triqueta into jewelry for protection and balance. And Vikings inscribed runes onto weapons, ships, and jewelry to invoke divine favor and strength. You have I'm so sorry. It's not gonna let me. Mjolnir. Mjolnir. Oh my god, I am so sorry. Thor's hammer that was widely worn as a symbol of protection and power even up to this day. Modern usage. So even today, these charms and talismans remain prevalent. Many people wear religious medals, carry lucky coins, or use crystals for healing and positive energy. Contemporary occult practices continue to integrate these ancient symbolisms into modern spellwork and rituals, blending the historical traditions with personal spirituality. Mjolnir. Yes. Again, I am so sorry I butchered that. I was not meaning to. You're good, Erica. I'm just catching up on comments, love. Oh man, I've had a couple break on me. Like those evil eye charms, they do their work. Right. I 100% agree, love. Alright, moving on. So charms and talismans serve as tools of empowerment, providing spiritual protection, luck, and guidance. Whether inherited, discovered, or even crafted on your own with intent, these objects carry significance beyond their material form. Understanding their history, purpose, and how to activate them can enhance their potency and personal meaning in daily life. So, what is a charm and talisman? What are the differences of them? Because I have noticed in the ages that I've practiced now, a lot of people tend to mix up the two, or they'll kind of mush them together as the same thing. And while they are similar, they are also very different. So their charms and talismans are often considered similar. They serve very, very distinct purposes and functions. So understanding their differences also helps in using them effectively for personal and spiritual growth as well. So a charm, we're going to go over the definition and function of them. That way everyone can kind of better understand. So charms are objects believed to bring in good luck and ward off misfortune or hold sentimental value. They are typically passive in nature, meaning in their power it is believed to exist inherently or through cultural association. Charms are usually small and portable, or often worn or carried for continuous benefit. Examples such as, the main ones, I should say, are four-leaf clovers, rabbit's feet, and religious medals. Talismans, however, are objects that are deliberately created or charged with specific energy or intention to attract desired outcomes such as protection, wealth, or love. And unlike charms, talismans require activation, ritual, and concentration to function. Their power is often enhanced by astrological timing, sacred inscriptions, or material properties. The examples are pentacle sigils, gemstones carved with sacred symbols, etc. Oh, absolutely. You can create your own talisman and charm, which I have 2 examples of today. Because you can create your own charm too. But as I just explained, it kind of, they're typically passive in nature. Meaning it's inherited most of the time, not all of the time. But you can 100% create each your own, and I'll kind of go over the 2 I have. So what are the key differences? So when you see my notes in Google Classroom, I kind of have them feature, charms, talismans, and then like feature, nature, purpose, creation, activation, and examples. That way hopefully it makes it a bit easier. So the key difference for a charm in nature is passive, and it's luck-based, such as the 4-leaf clover or the rabbit's foot. But for a talisman in nature, it is active and intentionally charged. So purpose of a charm is general good fortune and protection, versus a talisman is specific goal-oriented energy, example, love, success, protection, things like that. Creation for a charm is found, gifted, or inherited, or you can go and get your own. That's what I did, because unfortunately I don't have any witchy people by me to give me cool stuff like that. So but for a talisman, it is made with intention and often ritualized. An activation for a charm, there is no formal process needed. But for a talisman, however, it requires ritual, prayer, or energy charging. So some examples of charms are horseshoes, clover leaves, and dream catchers. And a talisman is a sigil, engraved stone, planetary rings, protective amulets, etc., etc. So practical applications. When you are using a charm, it could be carrying a lucky coin in your pocket to attract financial stability. You could wear a St. Christopher medal for protection during travel, if that's what you believe. Or you could keep a small figure or symbol of a deity for general blessings. But for a talisman, or using a talisman, you carve a sigil into a piece of wood or stone and charge it with your intention. Or you can wear a gemstone that has been cleansed and concentrated under full moon. Or you could even create a personalized talisman by inscribing meaningful words, symbols on a metal pendant. But by recognizing these differences, individuals can select and use charms and talismans more effectively to align with spiritual and personal goals. So, Erica, they don't always have to have carvings. Again, as I said in the beginning, this is just how I practice. This is how I learned. But they don't always have to have carvings. I just happen to notice a absolute crap ton do. Especially when it comes to my own. I don't just carve, I burn. Let's see, I paint. You could paint them. It just really depends on what you want to do, if that makes sense. Oh, you're good, Eva love. So, what are typical charms? I know I've mentioned quite a few, but what are some typical charms and talismans and their uses? Well, natural charms, which are found in nature and considered inherently powerful, of course, are the 4-leaf clovers, associated with luck due to their rarity. The rabbit's foot, which is a common good luck charm believed to bring prosperity, and of course, feathers. Often seen as messages from the spiritual realm or symbols of freedom. Next, you have gemstone talismans, stones believed to hold unique vibrational properties. You mainly see amethyst, which provides, of course, spiritual protection and enhances intuition, tiger's eye, which aids in courage, confidence, and focus, and of course, rose quartz, which attracts love and supports emotional healing. Then you have religious and cultural talismans. These are just a few that I see a crap ton of. The Hamsa hand is a Middle Eastern symbol to ward off the evil eye. A cross or crucifix representing Christian faith or divine protection, and the Om symbol used in Hinduism and Buddhism for spiritual awareness and peace. Then you have runic and symbolic talismans. You have rune-engraved stones used in Norse traditions for divination and protection. Then you have sigils, of course, custom sigils created to manifest specific desires. See, you guys are already doing charms and talismans and you don't even know. I wanted to include that there to not exactly throw someone off, but be like, hey, did you know that you were doing it already? But then you have alchemy or alchemical symbols that represent transformation, enlightenment, and the pursuit of knowledge. Then you have personalized charms and talismans, and I hope this answers your a bit more of your question, Erica. You have the handwritten affirmations or prayers that you keep in a locket or folded paper for continuous intention setting. Or you have custom engraved pendants featuring meaningful dates, names, or symbols for personal strength. You could even have spell bottles that are filled with herbs, crystals, and intentions to manifest a specific goal. Each type of charm and talisman, always, like everything, carries its unique history, symbolism, and function, allowing individuals to tailor to their use to their specific needs and beliefs. So, how did charms and talismans enter witchcraft? You're good, Christy. Before I move on, does anyone have any questions? I want to make sure that I'm not going too fast or, like everyone understands, hopefully. Okay, I don't see any comments as of yet, but I am going to go ahead and move on. Of course, if you have questions, please drop them down and I'll get into it. Aw, thanks, Alexia. I'm so glad. So, charms and talismans have long been a part of human culture and spirituality. Their presence in witchcraft has roots in ancient practices of magic, shamanism, and folk traditions, which we will get into a bit more when I get to that live, which I'm so excited to share with you guys as well. But these objects became more deeply tied to witchcraft over time due to their spiritual significance, protective qualities, and ability to influence natural forces. Ancient witchcraft and prehistoric beliefs. So in the earliest forms of witchcraft and magical practices, people turned to charms and talismans to ensure survival and well-being. Early witches, shamans, and spiritual leaders made use of the natural elements such as plants, stones, bones, and animal parts as a protection against harmful spirits, illnesses, and bad luck. These objects were often believed to hold intrinsic power. So in shaman practices, in ancient shamanism, practitioners would use items like stones, feathers, and animal bones to connect to the spiritual world. These items were not only symbolic, but they were also seen as vessels for energy. And in folk magic traditions, however, common household items like herbs, iron nails, horseshoes, and things like that were used as charms to ward off evil spirits or even protect the home. These charms were often created by practitioners, often women, in rural community without formal initiation, but with deep personal connection to the object's power. Then you have the medieval witchcraft and the influence of Christianity. The use of charms and talismans in witchcraft was further influenced by medieval witchcraft practices, where magic became intertwined with Christian symbols. However, witches during this time still held on to pre-Christian traditions. So they were blending the old world symbols with the new ones, leading to the powerful charms and talismans we recognize today. Some Christianized talismans, these symbols are crosses, medals of saints, and the Holy Grail, became very common in medieval magic, and some witches might have even created, and I'll get into it, but some witches might have even created counterfeit versions of these symbols to protect themselves from both physical and spiritual harm, because at the time when Christianity started to get bigger and started becoming more recognized, these medals and things like that were only given out by the priests, the nuns, the popes, and things like that. So in order to kind of not blend in, but in order to, again, blend the old world with the new world, they made their own. And a lot of the times they did blend in for the fact of, a lot of people thought that, you know, they just got it from the priest or the nun or something like that. And yeah. So then you have the astrological and alchemy influences. So the rise of astrology and alchemy in medieval period brought a whole new layer of talismans in witchcraft. Alchemists used sigils, gemstones, and metals to draw down planetary forces, or even a practice that was later incorporated into more modern witchcraft. Like we know, what is it called? The signs for the sun, the moon, and things like that. Whenever you look at your birth chart, that's where it came from. And those are also great talismans that you can make as well. Then you have the Renaissance and early modern witchcraft. So by the time of the Renaissance, witchcraft and magic became highly ritualized with elaborate systems of creating and concentrating talismans. The belief in planetary and elemental correspondences led witches to craft talismans at specific times for greater effectiveness, enhancing their power. So, astrology and planetary magic. During the Renaissance, these witches would begin to use astrology as a means to enhance their magic. So, certain planetary hours or even alignments were believed to empower talismans, like those created for love, money, or protection, depending on the timing of the ritual. Then you have the grimoire tradition, where witches and magicians often referred to grimoires or magical books, which outline the creation and use of the talismans. And these grimoires described how to engrave symbols, words, and seals onto materials like metal, wood, and parchment to create the talismans imbued with specific magical qualities. So, why charms and talismans are so important to us witches? For witches, charms and talismans, at least for me, are not merely decorative objects, but powerful tools that help navigate our magical and spiritual work. Their importance lies in their ability to amplify intention and connect with the witch to the spiritual world and manifest desires into reality. Empowerment and personal connection. Witches often create their own talismans, which imbue them with a personal empowerment on a deeper connection to their practice. The act of creating a talisman is deeply personal, reflecting a witch's intent and spiritual journey. You have manifesting intentions. So talismans are often used by witches to manifest specific desires such as love, protection, wealth, or spiritual growth. And by enabling the object with intention and focus, a witch can channel their willpower into the physical world. Personal power, when it comes to this, witches imbue their talismans with their own energy, beliefs, systems, and intentions. Whether it's a crystal necklace, a handmade pendant, or a sigil, these objects serve as an extension of the witch's will, and of course, amplifying their own power into the world. You're good, Alexia. Yes, I will be going into the list that I had. I also posted it in the event page of materials that you can use and things like that. But yes, I will be going into that as well, Erica. So, protection is next. Charms and talismans are commonly associated with protection in witchcraft, as these objects are believed to create energetic shields that ward off negative energy, harmful spirits, and malevolent forces. Protecting the self and others, witches use protective talismans to create a safe space, whether for themselves or their loved ones or their homes. And objects like the pentacle or the evil eye are popular choices for this purpose. If you are deflecting curses and hexes, however, talismans are used to deflect those. So witches will often carry or place protective amulets or talismans in their homes to protect against any form of spiritual attack. Then you have the spiritual connection. I love this one. So many of us witches use charms and talismans to stay connected to the divine, deities, and spiritual forces. These objects can serve as physical representations of the witch's spiritual belief. Of course, deity connection. A witch might use a talisman to honor or call upon their deities. For example, a statue of Hecate or a Rakshaka bead can be used to deepen one's connection to a particular deity. And of course, if you know me, I'm huge on ancestor work a lot here lately. So, ancestor work, talismans can also be used in ancestor veneration, holding symbolic meaning to strengthen the relationship between the witch and their ancestors as well. Then you have talismans that play a critical role in manifestation and spell work. A witch may craft a talisman as part of a spell, charging it with energy necessary to manifest their desires. Of course, casting spells during spell work, a witch may create a talisman to hold the energy and intent of the spell. The talisman will then act as a battery, if that makes sense. But it retains and focuses that spell's power. For example, a citrine crystal might be used to manifest wealth or abundance, or even happiness. Or you could charge it with ritual energy, and the process of creating, concentrating, and charging a talisman through rituals enhances their power. Witches may perform rituals under specific moon phases or during planetary alignments to ensure the talisman has maximum potency. Magical tools in daily practice. In addition to their specific magical uses, charms and talismans are often integrated into daily lives of witches. They serve as daily reminders for the witch's spiritual path and can be used to maintain that balance, clarity, and focus. Plus, they're wearable if you want to make them wearable. Many witches wear their talismans in form of jewelry, such as pendants, rings, or bracelets. Wearing these items keeps that energy close and acting as a constant reminder of their spiritual goals and intentions. Or you could do it in sacred spaces. Talismans can be placed on altars, in ritual spaces, or even in homes as a focal point of power. By keeping talismans within sacred spaces, witches enhance the energy of that area and invoke the spirits of the elements. Whew, that was a mouthful. No problem, Susan. Glad you made it, love. Oh yeah, I wanted to do an ancestor talisman, but I wasn't quite sure, so I kind of opted out for that. Alexa says, I made mine with harder woods like ebony and purple heart, which is a great property-wise, but not my best choice. because they are so hard to work on. I tried cedar wood recently and it's so easy to shape in comparison. It's ridiculous. Well, unfortunately, love, I have oak. So, oh, and it fell. How dare it? Oh, that's sweet, Erica. Alright, lovelies. Jumping back into the notes. So, are you guys ready? Materials and their magical properties in charms and talismans. Erica, this one's for you, because you just asked this. So, witches have long used a variety of materials to create charms and talismans, each believed to hold distinct energies and magical properties. These materials can amplify a witch's intent, focus energy, and enhance effectiveness of the spells. And the materials selected are often based on their elemental and astrological or even spiritual correspondences which align with the witch's goal. So, let's dive into the most commonly used materials and their magical properties. First up, you got crystals and gemstones. Crystals and gemstones are incredibly popular in both charms and talismans due to their natural ability to absorb, amplify, and release energy. Each crystal is thought to hold its own vibrational frequency, and it can correspond with a variety of specific goals. Amethyst, purple. There's also pink amethyst, but we're going to focus on the purple one for now. Because if I start going into the different colors of these crystals, I don't think we're ever going to make it out of this section. So, the properties, of course, are protection, intuition, spiritual connection, and peace. The usage of amethyst is used to heighten psychic abilities, protect against negative energy, and facilitate meditation. It is often used as a charm to promote mental clarity and emotional healing. The elemental correspondence is water and air. Astrological correspondences are Pisces and Aquarius, which I'm an Aquarius moon. And that's probably why I have excuse my French, that's probably why I have a shit ton of amethyst just laying around. Like, I have more amethyst than I know what to do with. And even on my desk right here, I have a raw chunk. Like, I have it absolutely everywhere. So... Then you have rose quartz, which is mostly pink. Again, if I go into the different colors, we're not going to make it out of here. So, properties are love, compassion, healing, and emotional balance. Usage, known as a stone as unconditional love, rose quartz is often used in talismans, to attract love, compassion, and friendship, and it helps heal emotional wounds and brings peace to the heart. Elemental correspondences are earth and water. Astrological correspondence is Taurus and Libra. The next one is another one that I have a crap ton lying about. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And funny thing, it is my husband's sun sign and my ascending sign and my sun sign. I'm a Gemini sun. My husband is a Leo sun, and I have a Leo ascending. So, citrine, yellow. Properties are prosperity, success, energy, and manifestation. The usage of citrine is a very powerful stone for manifesting wealth, success, and personal power. It promotes positivity and increases energy, and citrine is commonly used in money spells, abundance charms, and as a talisman to encourage growth. The correspondence is fire and air, and the astrological correspondences, again, are Leo and Gemini. Then you have black tourmaline. Properties are protection, grounding, banishing, and negativity. Oh man, I wish I knew where it was. No, I said we're not going in colors. I'm so sorry. I was gonna tell you guys that I have a piece of pink tourmaline somewhere, and it is so pretty. But I keep having to remind myself that we're not going into the different colors. So the reason why I didn't want to do a live on each one is for the simple fact of this live in particular is already 42 pages. It was 44, but I ended up re-editing and taking out some stuff that just didn't feel right. But in order to get all of these done, especially each section, it would have been at least 8 lives. I'm not even gonna lie. It would have been 8 lives in total for like each section, and that's just breaking them down into 1 to 2 parts. So unfortunately, that is why I did not opt for a live on each one. But yeah. No, Eva, no, this is not a crystal live. I promise we're getting to the end, okay? So black tourmaline, of course, properties are protection, grounding, banishing, and negativity. And the usage, black tourmaline is known for its protective properties and is often used in charms to ward off negative energy, psychic attacks, or even bad luck. It is a grounding stone, which makes it great for emotional stability and clearing energetic blockages. Correspondences are earth and fire, and the astrological correspondences are Capricorn and Scorpio. 2 more crystals, guys. I promise. 2 more. Selenite, of course, is white. Or you have peach selenite, which is orange. Oh my gosh, I need to stop. Okay. Properties are purification, clarity, and spiritual healing, and the usage of selenite is a very powerful cleansing and purifying crystal. It is used to clear negative energies and promote mental clarity, and witches use selenite in cleansing rituals all the time. I know I do. To purify spaces or other magical tools. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have a piece on each one of my doors in this house. But the elemental correspondences are water and air, and the astrological correspondences are Cancer and Taurus. Then you have labradorite, which is iridescent. I'm not going to go into the different types of flashes because there are a crap ton of different types of flashes, but properties are magic, transformation, and psychic enhancement. And the usage of labradorite is a stone that promotes transformation, protects against negative energy, and enhances intuition and psychic abilities. It is often used as a divination or as a talisman for spiritual transformation. Elemental correspondents are water and fire, and the astrological correspondences are Leo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Herbs and plants. So, herbs and plants are among the oldest magical materials used in witchcraft, and each herb holds a very specific property depending on its medicinal, spiritual, and historic use. Witches have used herbs in charms and talismans and spells to bring about those desired effects as well. So, are you good over there? Sorry, my bunny is thumping. And if you've ever owned a rabbit, you know what a thump is. She is upset, and I don't know why. But anyway, popular herbs and their magical properties when it comes to charms and talismans. One being lavender. Properties are peace, healing, protection, and sleep. And the usage of lavender is used in talismans and charms to promote peaceful sleep, relieve stress, and attract good energy. It is often placed under pillows or worn as a charm for protection and tranquility. So, hopefully by reading these aloud, I'm giving you kind of both what you can do for a charm, and what you can do for a talisman. Because, as I said, not all the time are we going to be able to find a charm out in nature. Sometimes we got to create it ourselves. And so, by doing so, this is why I am reading you guys so many different things. Because you can make your own charm. You don't have to find it. Same with your talisman. So I hope I'm giving you guys so many ideas, because I want you guys to be successful. That's what I'm here for. Next up, we have rose. Properties are love, beauty, compassion, and attraction. Usage of roses are widely used in love spell charms and talismans, and they are believed to attract love, romance, and passion, and also work to heal emotional wounds and to open up the heart chakra. Astrological correspondences, and I realized I was not able to do the astrological correspondence for lavender, but they are Virgo and Pisces, and elemental correspondences for lavender are air and water. The elemental correspondence for a rose is water, and astrological correspondence is Taurus and Libra. Then you have basil. I'm actually growing basil, which is why the lights are purple and red on this side. But properties are protection, wealth, success, and strength. Basil is often used in charms to attract wealth, good fortune, and protection, and witches will use basil leaves in prosperity spells or carry them around as charms to bring success and ward off evil. The elemental correspondences are fire, and the astrological correspondence is Leo and Capricorn. Next, you have a very safe poisonous herb. As you guys all know, I am one for poison tree. Mugwort. Properties are divination, protection, dreams, and spirit communication. This one is very, very great to use if you are going to do an ancestral talisman or charm, because it has such a deep connection to spiritual communication. Usage for mugwort is known for its connection to the spirit world, and it is used in dream magic, divination, and of course spiritual work. It is often burned as an incense or placed under pillows for lucid dreaming and prophetic dreams. Elemental correspondences are water and air. Astrological correspondences are Pisces and Virgo. And then you have bay leaves. I'm going to jump over to comments. Yeah, for sure, Eva. I was not trying to like give you guys a whole like shebang on it, because then I would have to do a whole nother one. You're good, guys. I am loving these comments. And I'm so glad you guys are loving this information as well. So, I have grow lights because I live in an apartment and I don't really have the window space to grow a garden anymore. So I have grow lights for all my plants. I also have rosemary over there, and I'm starting on my marigolds today. So it seems to be doing really, really well in the grow lights. So, yeah, I think it's doing just fine. Plus it helps like when, like today, it's really humid and rainy and foggy. So it helps get the plants their nutrients and stuff. Oh, I am so glad you guys love this so far. Oh yeah, I could go all day. That's why it's so long. I would love to do another one if you guys are interested in it. Like I could, you know, like do different types of talismans like I am today. I'm just doing a couple of basic ones to get the house extra protected. But I would definitely love to go into like ancestral talismans and charms, especially from brujeria side. Like, come on guys, I would love to. Just give me the incentive. I am so glad, Erica. I have a crap ton of lives if you want to go check them out. Like, a lot. I will definitely take in consideration a plant life, because I just did a poison plant life. So you're good, Carol. Welcome back, beautiful. All right, guys, jumping back in. So, bay leaves. Bay leaves properties are protection, wisdom, success, and purification. The usage of bay leaves are often used in protection charms and to promote wisdom and success. And witches often write their wishes on bay leaves and burn them to manifest their desires, as we all know. Elemental correspondence, of course, is fire, and your astrological correspondence is Aries and Sagittarius. Moving on, we have metals and minerals. Because, come on, guys, I'm not gonna do the others, and, you know. So, metals have long been associated with magical properties as well, due to their natural elemental connections and physical strength. In witchcraft, however, metals are used in the creation of talismans, amulets, and magical tools. Just real quick, I'm going to show you guys this one. This is my beautiful, as you see, it has silver. It's actually made from, I want to say, oh, what is it? It's a metal, but I want to say it's made from, I can't think of the metal name right now. I'm pretty sure I put it in here. But I have that by my door. So metals are everywhere, guys. But popular metals and their magical properties, you have silver, which can be white or gray. Its properties are purification, protection, psychic abilities, and moon energy. The usage of silver is strongly associated with the moon and is often used to amplify psychic abilities, intuition, and spiritual protection. It is often used in charms designed to protect the home or the wearer. So its elemental correspondence is water, and the astrological correspondence is Cancer, Taurus, and Libra. Excuse me. Then you have gold, which is yellow, or you have rose gold, which has a pinkish hue to it. But gold is mainly yellow. So it promotes prosperity, vitality, power, and divine energy. The usage of gold is used in talismans for prosperity, success, and vitality, and it attracts abundance, wealth, and powerful energies. Gold charms are often used for manifestation and personal empowerment. Your elemental correspondences are fire and earth, and your astrological correspondences are Leo and Aries. Oh! I'm so sorry, ladies. Then you have your iron.
Hi.
Stop. So sorry, lady. My grandfather decided to mess with me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Back to seriousness. Again, I'm sorry. So, anyway, then you have iron. Properties are protection, grounding, strength, and banishing. Then you have the usage of iron, which is widely believed to be a powerful protective metal, especially against evil spirits and negative energies. And it is also used in grounding and strengthening spells, and is commonly used in witchcraft for creating wards and shields. Your elemental correspondences for iron is earth and fire, and astrological correspondences are Aries and Capricorn. I know. So he decided what he was gonna do was open the door, and then I like slightly went to go close it, and he made it sound like I hit him, and I'm like, are you serious? You're gonna mess with me now? Alright, loves, back to it. So then you have wood and other organic materials. So wood and organic materials like bone, and ivory have deep ties to the earth and can be and can hold onto that energy for protective and transformative purposes. These materials carry energies of grounding, growth, and connection to nature. He did. Eva, I'm tired of this, Grandma. It's too damn bad. You guys crack me up, I swear. Alright, loves. But popular wood types and their properties, the first one being oak wood, which is what I chose today. The properties are strength, endurance, wisdom, and protection. The usage of oak wood is sacred in many pagan traditions, symbolizing strength and protection, and witches carve oak into amulets for courage, protection, and even grounding energy. The elemental correspondence, of course, is Earth, and the astrological correspondence is Capricorn and Virgo. I wish I had some willow wood, because I swear I would have used that. You're good, Eva. You're good, love. So, willow wood, if you know me, a willow tree is my absolute favorite tree. But its properties are emotion, intuition, healing, and water magic. The usage of a willow wood the willow is a symbol of intuition and water magic, of course, and it is used in charms for healing and emotional protection. And the witches often use willow branches to create wands and charms to help them with love and fertility magic. Its elemental correspondence is water, and astrological correspondence is Cancer and Pisces. And I swear to God, I just need one person to send me bones, and I will love you forever. I'm joking. But I have always wanted to carve into a bone, and this is why. So bones and ivory are... I'm a little weirdo, okay? I love all things taxidermy. I love playing with dead things. As a kid, I used to play with, like, cicada husks. If that makes sense. And I was horrible, okay? I have younger siblings. And I would take them to them. And all I remember is them just screaming and running away from an empty cicada husk. I was mean, guys. I was mean. But anyway. Little funny side story. Bone and ivory. Yes, it is the part that they shed. You can find them on trees. Here in Texas during the summer, that's all you hear is the cicadas. So I'm pretty used to, getting them. But however, you must be careful and make sure that it's empty, because if not, you're gonna get bit. I've been bit before. It hurts. But yeah. So bone and ivory properties are ancestral connection, strength, and protection. The usage of bones and ivory are used to create protective talismans or to honor ancestral spirits. These materials connect with the witch to their ancestral magic and past lives, offering strength and guidance. Your elemental correspondence is Earth, and your astrological correspondence is Capricorn and Taurus. The materials used in the creation of charms and talismans are vital to their success in witchcraft, and by selecting the right materials, what I mean by that is what feels right to you. Witches can infuse their magical tools with specific properties that resonate with their intentions, whether it's spiritual qualities of crystals or natural energy of plants and strength of metals. Each material brings its own unique influence to the magic. When combined thoughtfully, these materials can enhance the potency of any charm and talisman, making it a lot more powerful tool in achieving personal and spiritual goals. Then you have methods of charging and consecrating talismans. I am going to go ahead and move this out of the way. It's just my keyboard. I'm just gonna slap it behind my computer. That way, when I start to warm up my wood burning tool, it's not melting. So, real quick, I'm going to get my pretty little wood burning tool ready to go. Anyway, so in witchcraft, the process of charging a talisman is important as the creation of the talisman itself. Because without power charging, the talisman may not be fully aligned with the intended purpose, and its energies may be weak, but there are ways that you can, however, make it stronger. If you are distracted in one way or another as you're making it, if that makes sense. So here are some common and powerful methods used to consecrate and change talismans, and things like that. So, of course, the moon phases and planetary alignments. The moon and planetary cycles have profound influences on magical work. Many witches choose to charge their talismans according to the phases of the moon or under favorable planetary alignments, as these cosmic energies are believed to enhance specific magical intentions. Real quick, that way I don't, shock myself trying to turn this on. It's off, but when we get closer, guys, I will turn it on and we'll get started on that. Then you have charging with the moon phases, depending on how you feel. You have the new moon, which is for beginnings and new intentions. Energy of the new moon is a time for setting new intentions, beginnings, and manifesting desires. Excuse me. And then you have a ritual if you were to do a talisman underneath the moon phase of the new moon. Is if you're beginning a new venture or embarking on a fresh journey, this would be the time to imbue your talisman with energies of growth, renewal, and new opportunities. A process, which I included a process on each one to help you guys out too. On the night of a new moon, hold your talisman in your hands and speak your intention aloud. Visualize your goal growing with the energy of the moon and place the talisman outside or near a window where it can catch the light of the moon. You can also create a small altar to honor the moon's energy as you are doing this. And then you have the waxing moon for expansion and growth. Energy of this phase is about growth, increasing abundance, and expending energy. Ritual for this one is you can charge a talisman during a waxing moon when you want to bring in more of something into your life, be it wealth, love, success, or personal strength. The waxing moon supports these expansive energies. The process for this one is on the night of a moon that is waxing, increasing in size, not decreasing. Focus on your desire and hold your talisman. As the moon grows, so too will your intention. Speak your affirmation or intention and visualize the energy increasing. Then you have the full moon, of course, power, manifestation, and completion. The energy of the full moon is a powerful time for manifestation, bringing the goals to fruition and completing important cycles. A ritual for this one is the best time to charge your talisman for strength, power, and successful manifestation. It's also a great time to use talismans to amplify energy or achieve important milestones. Under the full moon, place your talisman under moonlight to absorb its full potent energy. Hold the talisman and focus on your intent, reinforcing your desire. You may also perform a ritual to honor the moon, adding incense, candles, or chanting to intensify this energy. Then you have the waning moon, cleansing, banishing, and letting go. The energy of the waning moon is often used for releasing, letting go, and banishing negative influences. If you need to cleanse a talisman or remove negative energy, charge it during the waning moon. This is what I found is best for me, because it's a time for shedding and releasing, it's perfect for working or removing obstacles or clearing that stagnant energy. Charge your talisman during the waning moon to clear of any unwanted energies. Place it outside or on a windowsill where it will catch the diminishing moonlight, and visualize any negativity disappearing as the moon fades as well. Then you have your planetary alignments and charging talismans. So planetary energies also play a major role in witchcraft, and it plays a major role when it comes to charging talismans. So every planet governs specific aspects of life and has a corresponding magical energy that can be harnessed by charging a talisman at the right time. So you have the sun, solar energy, vitality, and success. You can charge your talisman on a Sunday or when the sun is at its peak to boost confidence, power, vitality, and success. The moon, of course, you can charge a talisman on a Monday for emotions, intuition, protection, and love spells. Mercury, communication, knowledge, and travel. During this time, you can charge a talisman on a Wednesday for communication, learning, and traveling. Venus, love, beauty, and harmony, depending on what you do. You can charge a talisman on a Friday for love, beauty, and harmony in relationships. You have Mars, which is courage, strength, and protection. You can charge a talisman on a Tuesday for courage, protection, and overcoming challenges. Jupiter, abundance, growth, and prosperity. Charge your talisman on a Thursday to bring in prosperity, luck, and expansion. And then, of course, you have Saturn, which is discipline, structure, protection. You could charge your talisman on a Saturday to bring in structure, discipline, and protection. But because today is a Sunday, I need success. And a lot of these symbols are about protection. So, we got it. Then you have your elemental charging, which is fire, water, earth, and air. Elemental energies are the foundational to witchcraft, as the 4 classic elements represent various forces of nature that can be harnessed for magical purposes, and charging a talisman with elemental energy strengthens its power and focuses on those specific goals. I'm just checking comments really quickly. Let's see. I have to get a new wood burning tool because my last one seemed to have mysteriously disappeared somewhere. I just scroll down a little bit and see Eva's comment for probably the fairies. Hey, they are coming back, and they're coming back really well. So, happy new moon, Carol. You're good, Ronette. I am about halfway through. Yeah, I'm on 23 of 42, so I'm about halfway through. Then you have the charging of fire, which is kind of what I'm doing. I'm cheating a little bit, but action, transformation, and passion. So elemental energy, fire is associated with willpower, transformation, and manifestation. A ritual for this one is to charge your talisman with fire energy. You can pass it through a flame safely or hold it near a candle or bonfire. Fire can help ignite passion, creativity, and action. And if I didn't put this one in there, but it's really great if you need to help speed up things as well. Example, you can use fire energy to empower a talisman that promotes courage, creativity, or success as well. Then you have charging with water, depending on what you have. Please be careful if it's a crystal. Be careful on some metals as they can rust. And as far as wood, be careful it will mold if it's not sealed. On all of them. But even if it's a crystal, some tumbles can still evaporate in water. Yeah, we're about halfway. 23 of 42, beautiful. But Elemental energy. Water represents emotions, intuition, healing, and cleansing. A ritual, if you are charging with water, is to charge a talisman with water energy. You can dip it into water, such as a bowl of spring water or moon water, or you can place it near a body of water, such as a river, lake, or ocean. And this ritual can help with emotional healing, protection, and purification. So you would use the water energy for a talisman related to love, protection, or even spiritual cleansing. Then you have charging with the earth for stability, protection, and prosperity. Elemental energy. Earth embodies stability, grounding, fertility, and prosperity. A small ritual that you can do for the earth is to charge your talisman with earth energy. You can bury it in soil or place it on the ground or hold it while meditating outside. Earth energy will enhance the talisman's power for grounding, protection, and abundance. So you can use earth energy for prosperity, success, or physical health charms as well. And lastly, we have charging with air, which is intellect, communication, and freedom. Elemental energy for air is linked to, again, knowledge, communication, and freedom. A ritual to charge your talisman with air energy is to hold it in the wind. If you live in a very windy city like I do, you could just step out every single day and charge it with wind. But if you don't, you can wait for a windy day and just hold it in the wind, or use incense, sage, or a smudging smoke. That the air can be harnessed to enhance communication, clarity, and mental agility. You can use air for a talisman related to study, communication, or mental clarity. Then, of course, you have your personal energy and meditation. One of the most powerful methods of charging and consecrating talismans is through your own very personal energy. The process involves using your own life force, focus, and intention to imbue the talisman with power. So what does it mean when you're charging with personal energy? Well, this can take a couple different forms, one being meditation and visualization, where you sit in a quiet place and meditate, focusing on your intent for the talisman, and visualize the energy from your body, heart, and mind flowing into the talisman, filling it with vibrant power and purpose. Again, by holding the talisman in your hands and focusing on your breath, picture the energy from your body radiating outward and flowing onto the talisman. See it glowing or vibrating with the intention that you've set. Then you have intentional touch. Simply touching the talisman with a clear, focused intent can charge it with your energy. As you hold the talisman, think about the specific purpose it will serve and direct your will into it. This method can be especially useful when you want to charge a talisman quickly, and is one of the fastest ways that I know. Then you have ritual chanting or affirmations. It's another great way to charge a talisman by repeating chants or affirmations while holding or focusing the talisman. The power of sound, if you know me, I like to use music as well when it comes to sounds. But the power of sound, particularly when repeated in a rhythm, amplifies the energy of a talisman. For example, I am protected, my heart is strong, this talisman shields me from harm. But charging and consecrating talismans is an essential aspect of witchcraft, as it activates the magical energy within the talisman and aligns it with the witch's intentions. By using methods such as moon phases, planetary alignments, elemental charging, and invoking deities in a personal energy, a witch can ensure that the talisman carries the desired energy for its specific purpose, whether it's empowering a talisman under the full moon or charging it with transformative power of fire, or air, or water, or etc. And these rituals amplify the potency of the talisman and enhance the witch's magical work. Let me know if you would like me to expand on any ritual or method, because I definitely will. And then I did go ahead and did a little bit of deep diving on the moon phases and planetary alignments. That way you guys have it as well. I might go ahead and skip it, but it will be, because I just really expanded on like the rituals and things like that for them. So I might go ahead and skip that, which is some of my notes as well. Okay, so how does one do an invocation of deities or spirits? So invoking deities, spirits, or ancestors is another very potent method for charging a talisman. And by aligning your talisman with divine and spiritual energies, you can strengthen its magical power and direct it towards specific goals as well. This practice can infuse your talisman with protective energy, wisdom, love, or any quality associated with the deity or spirit you are invoking. So how to invoke deities or spirits? First, of course, you select your appropriate entity. This can be choosing a deity or spirit whose qualities align with your intention. For example, if you want protection, you might call upon Archangel Michael, Hecate, or the Morrigan. If you want love or attraction, you might invoke Venus, Freya, or Eros. Create an altar or sacred space. You can set up a small altar or space where you can focus the energy, place offerings like flowers, candles, incense, or symbols associated with the deity or spirit. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on because we are getting a bit close to the end, so it can warm up and it can be ready to go. So, yes. So place offerings like flowers, candles, incense, or symbols associated with that deity or spirit that you are wanting to invoke. Then you have the invocation of prayer or chant. Light a candle or incense and hold your talisman while saying the invocation of prayer to the deity. For example, if you were invoking Hecate for protection, I would say, Hecate, guardian of the crossroads, I call upon your wisdom and protection. Infuse this talisman with your power to ward off negativity and guide me safely through the darkness. Then you have consecrating your talisman. So as you speak, envision that deity's energy surrounding the talisman and hold it in your hands, feeling the connection grow stronger. Some witches also use gestures like drawing symbols or sigils in the air to strengthen that invocation as well. I know sometimes I do, especially if I can't find my theme or my wand, I'll do that. So the invocation of ancestors or spirits. So offerings you may want to do for them are food, drinks, or flowers to honor ancestors or spirits, asking them to bless your talisman. If you are doing ancestral energy, place the talisman on your ancestor altar or wherever you connect with your ancestors and silently ask for their blessings to imbue it with wisdom, protection, or guidance. Meditation, you can allow the energy to build as you meditate, focusing on your intentions and the ancestral wisdom or spiritual strength that you want to draw onto the talisman. Of course, you have your personal energy and meditation. Again, personal energy, is a very highly effective way to charge your talisman because it involves channeling your own power and intent. Through meditation, visualization, and focused intention, you can create, again, a very incredible and potent talisman aligned with your desires. So in what other ways can you use your personal energy? You can prepare your space. You can choose a calm, sacred space where you can fully concentrate and clear away distractions. You can light candles, incense, or set your mind on a purpose. Sit in a comfortable position. You can sit down or even lay down. And close your eyes and take a deep few breaths and center yourself. Visualization. You can hold your talisman in your hands and begin to visualize your desired outcome. For example, if you're working on a talisman for abundance, imagine yourself already having the financial security you desire. or visualize the flow of money or success coming to you. Direct energy into the talisman. You can focus all of your energy into the talisman. You may feel your hands grow warm or a tingling sensation as your personal energy moves through it. These are just some of the feelings I have, so I figured if I told you guys, it could kind of help, like, feel your power in a way. I hope that I don't sound too crazy. Yes, Billy Joe, that is another great way of sleeping with them. Alexia says, or dedicating it to them can give the charm talisman some of the properties of the deity is known for. It's not really a charm. I guess it's more like a wearable offering connecting. Give me 1 second. Connecting you to the energy of the one you dedicated it to. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Hey, it works. I know exactly what you mean, though. That's kind of what I was going for. So, again, direct energy into the talisman. Focus all of your energy to the talisman. And you can energy build with every breath and visualization as well. Affirmations are another great one. You can speak your intention aloud or repeat it silently. For example, this talisman is a conduit of wealth and success, bringing financial abundance into my life. The charging process of this is after a few minutes of meditation and energy work, hold the talisman to your heart and then to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. So visualize the energy emerging into the talisman and feel it vibrating with personal intention. And then you have the completion of when you feel the energy is strong enough, thank the talisman for its services and allow it to rest a while. This could depend on you. If I feel like I've poured too much into it and it is to my liking of desired strength, I'll let it rest for a couple days. It just depends on you. But it's absorbing all the energy that you've infused into it. So again, as I said before, timing and ritual is very important. Timing is a crucial part of any magical practices, but essentially when it's charging talismans is no exception. Many witches follow astrological and lunar cycles when selecting the best time to concentrate their talismans for maximum effect, like I went over a little bit ago. And the alignment of planets can specifically affect the type of energy you harness. For example, if Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn were to align, it would be ideal for financial and personal growth, talismans related to relationships and beauty, talismans meant to increase personal power, courage, and protection, or you could even bring it order to focus to a situation. You can consult an astrological calendar to find the ideal time to charge your talisman based on planetary positions, or use a planetary hour. Each hour of a day is ruled by a different planet to charge talismans in alignment with specific planetary energies. If you guys want, I would love to do a deep dive on that too, because I find it really cool. Of course, lunar phases, you have the new moon, the waxing moon, the full moon, and the waning, which I went over a bit more, but just to go over again, just in case. The new moon is best for setting intentions and starting new projects. The waxing moon is ideal for growth and increasing energy. The full moon is best for power, culmination, and manifesting. And then the waning moon is perfect for cleansing, banishing, and letting go. So combining methods for maximum effect. Some witches choose to combine a lot of different methods of charging for added strength and empowerment of their talismans. For instance, you could charge with moonlight and elemental energy. You can charge a talisman under a full moon and simultaneously use elemental energy such as fire or water to amplify its power. Invoking deities and personal energy, which is another big one. Yes, ma'am. I am going to be doing a list of lives that you guys want me to do. I believe Crystal also went ahead and posted in the clan chats live ideas. Drop it there as well. And I will take down ideas if you want me to do them. Again, combining the invocation of a deity with your personal energy can create a strong, well-rounded force for your talisman. For example, you may call upon Hecate for protection while meditating and focusing your personal intention of shielding. Then, of course, you have planetary alignments and ritual tools. Consider using specific tools like candles, incense, or crystals associated with the planet ruling the timing of your ritual to enhance the influence of the talisman. But by experimenting with these methods, you can find which works best for you and your individual practices and intentions. Whew, guys, we're almost there. 36 of 42. Oh, yeah, they are definitely chaos babies. Not even gonna lie. So charging and consecrating a talisman is deeply personal and very powerful ritual if you so make it that way. Whether you're working with moon phases, planetary alignments, elemental forces, invoking deities, or you're just using your own personal energy, each method offers unique strengths and advantages, and by understanding and applying these techniques, you can craft talismans that align perfectly with your goals, boosting your magical practice, or even enhancing your life's journey. Okay guys, are you ready? How to create your own charm and talisman, a step-by-step guide by moi. So creating a charm or talisman, again, is deeply personal and a very powerful process. Whether you seek protection, love, prosperity, or simple growth, creating your own ensures it holds your unique energy and intention. This guide will walk you through the process in detail. So first, you must define your purpose. So before creating your charm or talisman, you need to clearly define its purpose and ask yourself, what do I want this charm or talisman to achieve? Is it protection? Is it love? Is it wealth? Is it healing? For me today, it's going to be, again, protection for the house. So how will I carry or use it? Now keep in mind, a lot of these charms or talismans can be worn, kept in a bag, or placed in a very specific location. I'm hanging mine by our front door, and things like that. So what type of energy should it hold? Should it be calm and nurturing, powerful and assertive, or etc.? Some example intentions for protection is warding off negativity, shielding from psychic attacks. You have love and attraction, drawing romantic partners, strengthening self-love, etc. Wealth and prosperity, enhancing career success, attracting financial abundance. Spiritual growth, enhancing intuition, strengthening your connection to higher powers. Healing, physical or emotional well-being. Again, choosing the right materials. The materials you use will influence the energy of your charm or talisman. Each element carries unique properties and can enhance your intention. Crystals and gemstones amplifies specific energy. Metals conduct energy. Each metal has its own magical association. Herbs and plants add specific vibrations. Wood symbolizes growth and grounding. Cloth and pouches are used for sachets and wearable charms. Or you have animal symbols that represent specific qualities. Example of material combinations, you might want to do a love talisman today, which might include a rose quartz or a pink cloth pouch or a dried rose petals. A protection talisman, you could have a black tourmaline crystal or an iron pendant and sage leaves. It's really up to you, which is why I put so many materials down when doing this one, because I wanted you guys to not just follow what I'm doing, but I wanted you guys to have the freedom of creating your own as well. Crafting the physical object. So now that you've chosen your materials and hopefully you have them ready, it is time to create the charm or talisman. So charms are often worn or carried and do not require direct activation, but they do gain power through belief in symbolic energy. If you are making a charm, select your base object. This can be a pendant, keychain, stone, or even a small bag filled with materials. What you are going to do is you are going to inscribe it or mark it. You can carve symbols, runes, sigils, or words to the object to enhance its power. Now, really quickly, I'm going to show you guys the difference between the two of mine. Again, I apologize. My bed is a bit messy. I was folding laundry and stuff, but so this is my charm. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has and I'll be going over like the symbols I chose and why I chose them, but you have a dragon, a dove with the olive branch, a heart, a spider web, and 2 runes. But that's not the one I'm going to be doing with you guys today. I'm going to be doing my talisman, but my charm is on wood as well. So you can infuse it with personal energy, hold the charm, and visualize your desired outcome. What is it that you want this charm to do? Example, if you want to create a lucky charm, you can choose a small coin, engrave a rune for prosperity on it, and even carry it in your wallet. A talisman is what I am making with you guys. So here's my talisman. I promise I am not the best artist because I haven't drawn in a very, very long time, but it works. So talismans are a concentration ritual to be activated. You choose your base object. This can be a pendant, a carved piece of wood, or even a metal coin. You can add symbols or markings, draw or engrave symbols, planetary glyphs, or sigils, and set it in a ritual space. Once I am done burning it, I will be setting it on my personal altar and sacred space to kind of get that energy. Again, concentrate. Use one or more of the charging methods that I gave you guys, because I promise it helps. I promise. Example, this is my protection talisman. Could be a pentagram pendant concentrated under a full moon and blessed with salt and water. Again, moonlight charging is best for feminine, intuitive, and emotional talismans. Sunlight charging is ideal for vitality, confidence, and success talismans. Elemental charging to balance energy, invocation of deities or spirits to infuse divine energy. Personal energy and meditation directly transfers your power into the object. Example, if you were to do a love talisman, to charge it, you would place in a bowl of rose petals under a light of a full moon while chanting an affirmation like, "Love flows to me effortlessly." Then you have the activation ritual. This goes for both of them. So an activation ritual, to fully awaken your charm or talisman, you must perform a concentration ritual. Simple activation ritual is hold your talisman in both hands and focus on your intention, visualizing the energy flowing into it. What I'm going to be saying is a couple things. So say a dedication statement. By my will, I empower this talisman to bring protection, love, and harmony into mine and my family's life. Seal the energy by blowing on it, anointing it with oil, or placing it over a candle flame safely. So to seal the energy, I'm going to be doing 2 of those things. I will be blowing on it after it is burned, and I will be anointing it with lavender oil. Advanced rituals, you can call upon specific deities, ancestors, or spirits to bless the object. Use incense smoke for air energy, salt water for purification, or candle wax for fire energy. Storing, wearing, and using your charm or talisman. I promise we're almost at the end, guys. Where to keep your charm and talisman once you are done creating it. You can keep it on your body for personal influence. You can keep it in your wallet or purse for financial success. Near your bed for dreams, love, and protection. at your workspace for success and motivation on your altar to continue charging with spiritual energy. Recharging and maintaining energy. That way you don't have to continuously remake it unless it breaks or you feel like you need a new one. Over time, your talisman may lose some of its energy. So recharging it every full moon or equinox or even special events such as like a solar eclipse or the pink moon or something like that can ensure that it stays powerful. So ways to recharge your talisman or charm is expose it to the sun or moon and re-perform the charging ritual. This is why I'm posting these in Google Classroom. That way you have everything. You can anoint it with oils. As I said, I was doing mine with lavender oil once it's done, for peace, or cinnamon for success. Or you can bury it in salt for earth, for cleansing. Creating a charm or talisman, again, is a deeply rewarding process, at least for me, that enhances your magical practice and personal growth. By choosing the right materials, charging it with the intention, and maintaining its energy, you can create a powerful tool tailored to your needs. Your talisman is a reflection of your inner power. Always treat them with care, respect, and belief, and it will serve you well. Here is my symbolisms, and what they mean for me. As I said in this one, this is the one I'm doing off screen, but I have the dragon for guardian spirit, protection of treasures and knowledge. The spider web, the spider web for protection from harm and danger. The sun and solar power represents the sun, life, vitality, and divine energy. The dove with the olive branch is a classic peace symbol. A pentacle, it's not on here, it's on this one. A pentacle represents protection through balance of elements. The Algis rune is a Norse rune of defense and shielding. Then you have the evil eye. I know I'm alternating, I'm sorry. Then you have the evil eye, which is stylized eye for warding off negativity and basically negative energy. You have the heart that radiates outward in emotional warmth. You have the triquenta, which is a protection, eternity, and sacred life cycles. I am so sorry if I butcher this. I'm not trying to. The Algashmir. I so butchered that. I'm sorry. Which is this one right here. It is for raw protection power. And then you have, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a cross on this one that represents the 4 elements and 4 directions. So earth, fire, water, north, south, east, west. And it's also great that this one's, well, not a perfect circle, but it's a circle. Used in casting circles for protection and even rituals. So, does anyone have any questions before I start burning? Oh, thank you, Ronette. Ooh. I'm gonna have to see that, Alexia. I need to see that. Alright, loves. So I'm going to go ahead. Go back to the middle. Which middle, beautiful? While you're typing, I'm going to go ahead and start burning. I'm also going to go very, very slowly. Because this is also very, very hot. Oh, okay, just making sure. Because sometimes I be missing stuff, guys. Oh, thank you, Alexia. The reason why I wanted to just do one with you guys, is because it would take me absolutely forever to, like, do the charm. And we've already been in this for almost 2 hours now. And I don't want to, you know, take too much of your guys' time. And you guys are more than welcome to, you know, just chit chat about the live, like things that you've learned while I'm doing this. That way it's not 100% quiet. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I hope I gave you guys like something new to learn, I guess is what I'm saying. So, like, too much time for me would be, like couple hours. I might actually do this off screen as well, because it's gonna take a lot of time, to do, plus, on some of them I've got to, like, change out the tips as well. So I might let you guys go after I finish this one. Well, after I finish my star, at least. Again, these will be on Google Classroom, and this will be uploaded to YouTube. I am not the best wood burner, but I do try. This is only, I want to say, my 3rd or 4th time actually burning wood, and I have not gotten any better. But patience and patience and virtue. I've noticed if I go slow with it, it works just a bit better in my favor. I might have to turn this up. That's probably what it is too. Yes, I absolutely will. As soon as I am done, you know, it is being difficult. It is being difficult. I know where you got that reference too, Eva. But yes, ma'am, Miss Erica, I will definitely be doing the end result as well. Again, it may take me some time to fully like get it going. Only because on the other one I have quite a bit of images on it, but yes, I will be posting in the events, in the event page, the end results, sorry. See, my star isn't pretty, but it still means something, so. Alright, ladies, so I am going to go ahead and let you go. I will definitely let you guys see the end results, but I am gonna go ahead and let you go. That way I am not taking up any more of your guys' afternoon. I hope you guys all learned something. Also, Crystal did post the clan trackers, so you now have another video to put on your clan trackers. But with that being said, I will let you guys go. Bless be, ladies.